Hello everybody, and welcome to this guided relaxation session. To get the most from the session, take yourself off to a room which is free from distractions and where you won't be disturbed. Switch off your phone. It may help your experience if you darken the room, maybe close the curtains or dim the lights. Have some gentle calming music of your choice in the background. It really does make such a difference. Have some cushions and maybe a blanket to hand as well. To give yourself some time to get yourself organised, you might want to pause the recording now and then restart it when you're ready to go. Okay, once you're in your quiet place, you can either lie on the floor or on your bed, or maybe sit in a chair or on the floor. You could use those cushions or pillows for support, and maybe that blanket if you feel a chill. If you're lying down, have your hands by your side, palms facing up, legs straight, feet open out to the side. If you're sitting, make sure your back's fully supported and your feet are flat on the floor, hip width apart, ankles directly underneath your knees. Maybe rest your hands on your thighs, palms up, thumb and first finger touching, or just clasp your hands and let them rest on your lap. It's a personal choice. So just take a few moments to adjust your body position, make yourself comfortable, and find a resting position that's best for you. Now, gently close your eyes and just breathe. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. With your eyes closed, you begin to connect with your inner world of thought and feeling. Gradually, the external world will fade from your awareness. For the next few minutes, allow yourself to enjoy this relaxing experience. You're free from all your responsibilities at this time. So put aside any thoughts of tasks or concerns that may be waiting for you. Nothing matters for the next few minutes apart from you. You are the only thing that matters. If you find that your mind starts to wander during this meditation, just focus on your breath. Be aware of your breath in and breath out, because your breath is the anchor to bring you back to where you want to be. If your mind wanders 100 times, bring it back 100 times. Don't feel bad about losing concentration, because it's a perfectly natural thing for the mind to wander, because that's what minds do. Just check your body position again and take a moment to make sure that you're completely comfortable, and then we'll begin. Life can be stressful at times, can't it? We're faced with constant daily pressures, some of our own making, and others which appear from nowhere and are out with our control. Left unchecked, our family life can suffer, our friendships can suffer, and our physical and mental well-being can suffer. All too often we try to cover it up. We try to cope because we think it's a sign of weakness or failure to ask for help. But it's not. It's okay to not be okay. We can't do everything ourselves, but let's start by recognizing our situation, by acknowledging our situation, and by accepting our situation. It's only then that we can address our situation. We need to release the stress that accumulates in our daily life. Our muscles become tense and we hold ourselves stiffer and more rigid the more that daily life stresses us. It's a vicious circle that's hard to escape from, but let's try. It's time to consciously release the stress. It's time to allow the muscles to relax. It's time to allow our mind to quieten and to block out the endless chatter in our head. You're in a safe space. All is well in this space and time, and you don't have to worry about the problems of the day here. You can simply leave them at the door. Here, you just need to simply allow yourself to relax and be you. Feel the stress of the day evaporate from your body as you sink down into the chair or the floor. As you exhale, let the tension drain from the top of your head, just like the sand running through an egg timer, running down through the head, then the shoulders, your back, your arms and torso, down into the thighs, legs and ankles, and then through the floor, making you feel satisfyingly heavy, wonderfully relaxed and free of tensions. Just take a few moments to let the tension evaporate as you exhale. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Keep that breathing going, and as you do that, just imagine you're inhaling the smell of something you find absolutely irresistible. Your favourite perfume or aftershave, home baking, a freshly brewed cup of coffee, the scent of flowers in summer, the crisp smell of an autumn morning, whatever you choose. Just let the scent fill your lungs and body. And as you exhale, release your breath much, much slower than you inhale. Maybe just picture a lit candle in front of you. Your breath is so gentle that the flame doesn't flicker. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. With each breath you take, your thoughts become lighter. Feel yourself relaxing more and more. Allow your mind to gradually slow down and quieten all by itself. Allow the gentle movement of your breath to guide you into an even more relaxed state. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. I want you to come on a journey with me now. A journey that will leave you more relaxed than you can ever imagine. But remember, when you find that your mind starts to wander, just focus on your breathing, that breath in, that breath out, because your breath is the anchor to bring you back to where you want to be. Let go of all your expectations and allow yourself to experience this guided journey in whatever way comes naturally to you. I want you to imagine yourself in your home. It's a beautiful, warm, sunny day, and the great outdoors is calling you. So why don't we just open the front door and step outside? It's all familiar to you, isn't it? You've walked this road many, many times before, maybe several times a day, and you know it like the back of your hand. Or do you? Do you really not? Just take a few steps along the road, but instead of walking on autopilot with your mind fixed on a set destination, just take a step back for a moment. Slow down and just follow your feet. Be inquisitive, but be aware. As you walk along the road, there's a dry stone dike on your left. It's been there for years, maybe even decades. It was lovingly created by a master craftsman for a purpose, but nobody takes any notice of it now. It's covered with moss and lichen. Some stones have fallen away. Gaps have been created to make it fit with modern life. It looks so sad and forlorn, a shadow of its former self maybe. Nobody sees it for what it is or the purpose it once served. It doesn't matter anymore, decaying and unloved. How many other things in life are taken for granted, not noticed, a shadow of their former self? Sometimes life can be demoralizing, disappointing, maybe a letdown. Or is it? Let's look at it from another angle. That wall, it stood up to the test of time. It's resilient, reliable, dependable, always there to protect. How many more things in life are like that? Just consider that for a moment and ask how your life reflects those sentiments. Let's walk through that gap in the wall, the one you've never noticed because you're always in a hurry, on autopilot. Where does it lead to? Why have you never stopped to notice it before? Why don't we just satisfy our curiosity and find out? So let's step through the gap, over the tangle of ivy that covers the wall and the path, and explore. Nature has reclaimed this area and taken it back for its own. It wants to keep the secret for itself, so it must be really special. Take a moment to think about what may lie ahead of you. Be inquisitive about what you might discover. What could possibly be there? Have a little think. What would you like to be there? What would you like to discover? Let's find out. So cast your eye around. What can you see? Ahead of you lies a wide open expanse. There are several mature trees, some overgrown shrubs which have become entangled with each other and fight and jostle for position. There were once ornate flower borders here, but not anymore. Greenhouses and kitchen gardens too, but just a ghost of their outline remain now. Signs of a life long gone, long forgotten. A shadow of something once grand, once wonderful. Just memories of a glorious past now remain, but what a wonderful past it must have been. You take some more steps into this forgotten world, over the sprawling ivy and now brambles too. Their thorns are sharp and scratch you before you notice they're there. A sharp sensation on your skin alerts you to their presence. There are some brambles ripe and ready to pick. You're hesitant at first, but they look so inviting. So go on, pick one. How does it feel in your hand? Roll it around and just feel the texture. Soft, gentle, firm to the touch. Have a look at it. How many different colour shades can you see? Crimson, purple, all the way through to a rich black colour. Look at the structure. Little individual sections, all cleverly and intricately constructed. Isn't nature a marvellous thing? Smell it. Smell the sweetness and the tanginess. Let the sweet smell tease you. Just imagine how it would taste. So go on, place the bramble on your tongue. Don't bite into it just yet though. Just take a moment to refresh and reawaken your senses of sight, smell, touch, and now taste. Okay, bite into it and let the flavours flood your taste buds. A sweet, bitter, but yet wonderful taste. The flavours bring back memories of your childhood days when you used to go out for country walks and pick the wild strawberries and brambles, raspberries and blackcurrants. You were meant to be picking them so your granny could make jam, but one or two for you wouldn't go amiss, would it? Do you remember those days? Do you remember those days when you had no worries? World was carefree. What did they mean to you? How did they make you feel? Let's take a few moments to remember those wonderful times. Continue a little further, away from the hustle and bustle of the road. The noise of the traffic starts to diminish, and the sound of birdsong takes over. Blackbirds, blue tits, robins, pigeons, magpies, thrush. It's a veritable avian orchestra. Each bird waiting for its time to sing, some competing with each other, others singing in perfect harmony with each other, but always melodic, peaceful, and relaxing. In your mind's eye, just listen to the chorus for a moment. There's a rustling sound coming from the shrubs. Something's moving. But what is it? You approach the shrubs, carefully placing your feet on the ground to try and dampen the sound of your footsteps, one step at a time. Getting closer and closer. You can still hear the noise. It gets louder as you get nearer. Every few steps you stop to check, you can still hear it. You move closer and closer and closer and stop. Deep in the shrubs is a blackbird, a noisy blackbird. Searching for food, it turns over leaves with its bright orange beak, one leaf after another, throwing them into the air, hoping to find a tasty morsel. But it's a struggle. Busy searching for its next meal, it's completely oblivious to you. Let's move away and explore more of this fantastic place and leave the blackbird to grab a meal. As you move further into the secret garden, a once manicured formal lawn appears. It's laid out in 4 squares, with paths in between each section. In the middle, there's a stone fountain. Stone-carved dolphins leap into the air. Where once water would have gushed loudly, all is quiet now. The basins are dry, and full of leaves and moss. The dolphins no longer leap above the waves, but if you listen carefully, you can hear the sound of the water cascading into the basins. Doesn't it sound so peaceful and relaxing? Listen again, and you can hear the sound of children's laughter as they run over the grass in a time long gone. The gardeners shout at the children and tell them to get off the grass. No one ever walks or runs over these lawns, but the children just ignore the gardeners. They're having too much fun, chasing each other and flying their kites. The children run off into the distance. The gardeners gather up their tools and head off. They're finished for the day. It's been a long but productive day, and their dirty hands and clothes testify to that. They've done a good job. All is quiet again. You can hear the sounds of nature all around you. The sound of birdsong, the rustling of the leaves as the wind blows, the wind whistling through the shrubs. You're very much at home in this peaceful place. This place is timeless. Time has no meaning here. You feel safe and happy here. So why not take a moment to appreciate your surroundings? You notice a large tree growing nearby and begin to walk towards it. Take your time. There's no rush. Be in the moment and experience each step. As you walk, you feel yourself slipping even more deeply into a state of total relaxation. As you stand beneath the tree, its strong branches and broad leaves hang right over your head. It's almost as though the tree is embracing you, protecting you and nurturing you. You notice the tree is covered in delicious fruits of many shapes, sizes and colours. You pick one of the fruits and bite into it. It's sweet, tangy and succulent. It's absolutely delicious. Savour it. Take another bite and another, and then it's gone. You're tempted to take another fruit, but that would be greedy. Maybe take one for later? Why not? You pick a fruit and put it into your pocket. A short distance away is a stone bench. Take a stroll over and sit down. This bench has been here for years. Many people have sat here and admired the view. And what a view it is. Have a look round at the trees, the shrubs, the lawns, the fountain, the birds. It's past its glory days now, but just imagine what it would have looked like in its golden years. Admire this little piece of paradise that's on your doorstep, but you walk by it every day, never knowing it was here, because you were always on autopilot and rushing to that next destination. You have a look at your watch and can't believe how long you've been here. It's been hours, yet it seems to just have been a few minutes. There's so much more to explore here, but the sun is beginning to drop below the horizon and it's starting to get dark and chilly. It's time to head back home now, to familiar surroundings. You leave the bench and start to walk back to the entrance. What a fantastic afternoon it's been. And there's so much more to discover here. You've hardly scratched the surface. All too soon, you're back at your front door. You reach into your pocket to get your keys and pull out an exotic fruit. Wow, how amazing is that? It really did happen. You really were there. You step back inside and sit in your favourite chair and reflect upon a perfect afternoon. It's time to bring ourselves back now from where we've been. It's been a perfect afternoon, but there's more to discover one day. Give me a breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Let's do that again. Bigger breath in through your nose and breathe out slowly through your mouth. One more time. Big breath in all the way down to your shoes and release it. Let it go. Bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. Just wiggle them about. And then just circle your ankles and your wrists. Circle them one way and then the other way. Just keep your feet and hands still now, and just rub your hands together. Bring some warmth back to your hands. And place your hands over your eyes. Open your fingers. Open your eyes and take your hands away. Welcome back, everybody. If you're lying down, just take a moment to adjust to your surroundings, and when you're ready, just bring yourself up to a sitting position. Just take your eye gaze down to the floor, look down towards the floor, and then look up towards the ceiling. Just a little stretch to the neck. Head back to centre, and then just take your eye gaze round to your left. Then turn your head, take your eye gaze round to the right. Head back to centre and just give me some circles with your head. So just trace the shape of a circle with your head. Nice and gentle. And then let's take it round the opposite direction. Nice big circles with your head. And bring it back to centre again. Lift up your shoulders. I count of 4. Take a breath in. Shoulders up towards your ears. And I count of 4 as you slowly lower your shoulders and exhale. Let's do that again. Breath in. Lift for 4 towards your ears. And exhale, lower. Back down again. Just roll your shoulders back the way. Nice big circles back the way with your shoulders. And then roll your shoulders forward. And relax. Thank you for joining me today, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this brief period of relaxation. And don't forget, there's a secret garden not far from you if you just take the time to look for it. Stay safe, everybody. Take care, and bye for now.